From this lecture, we are going to start working on our courses feature. So in our application, we have created a courses component. Let's go to VS Code. So here, if I expand the source folder, there if we go to app folder, there we also have the courses component. Now, what we want to do is, in this courses component, we are going to add functionality like displaying all the courses, creating a new course, updating a course, and deleting a course. And for this courses component, we also want to maintain some state. So in the courses folder, I'm going to create a new folder and I'll call it as state. And inside this state folder, we are going to create a state for the courses component. And for that, we are also going to create actions and reducers. And let's start by creating a state. So here I am going to call it as courses.state.ts. In here, let's go ahead and let's create an object and export it. And I'll simply call it as initialState. And to this, I'm going to assign an object. And in that object, for now, I want to have a courses state, which is initially going to be empty array. Okay. And later, I'm also going to add other states like selected course. And if any other state is required, that also we are going to add inside this state object. Now for this, let's also go ahead and let's create a type. So again, I'm going to create an interface here and I'll call it as courses state. And in here, I'm going to specify the properties which I want to have for courses state. Here, I simply want to have a courses property which should be of type courses. So for now, let me just specify number here, but we are going to change it. Okay. So let me save the changes, and what I'll also do is in the app folder, let's go ahead and let's create a new folder and I'm going to call it as models. And inside this models folder, so here we have the models folder. Okay, here I have created a text file. So let me go and let me create a new folder actually, and I'm going to call it as models. And inside this models folder, let's go and let's create a new file and I'm going to call it as course.model.ts. Okay, and in here again, I'm going to create an interface. I'm going to call it as course. And in here, we are going to specify what properties do we want for our course. So I want to have an ID property, which is going to be of type string, or maybe for now, let me keep it as number. Okay, I want to have a title for the course, which is going to be of type string. I want to have description for the course, which is going to be of type string. I want to have an image for the course. Again, it is going to be of type string. I want to have an author of type string. I want to have price of type number. So for now, I need these 6 properties in order to create a course. And later, if required, we will add more properties here. So let's save this file and let's also export this course interface from this file so that we can use it in other files. Let's save the changes. Let me close this here. And here I'm going to specify the type of this courses as course. And in order to use this course, we are going to import it from this file path. And here this courses will be an array of course. Okay, let's also export this interface so that we can use it in other files. And now for this initial state, I'm going to specify the type as courses state. All right, so here we have created our state where currently we have only one property and later we will add more properties. Let's save the changes. Now in this state folder, I'm going to create a new file and I'm going to call it as courses.actions.ts. And in here, let's go ahead and let's define some actions. So again, I'm going to create a property and I'll call it as getCourses. Okay, and here we want to create an action. So I'm going to use this function create action. And in order to use this create action function, we need to import it from NgRx Store. And here, let's specify the type for this action. So again, here also I'm going to call it as getCourses. And I don't want to pass any payload here for this action. And for now, let's keep only one action, and let's also export it from here, because we are going to use this action name in the reducer file also. So that's why I'm exporting from here. Now let's go ahead and let's create a reducer file, and I'm going to call this file as courses.reducer.ts. Okay, and again here we want to create a reducer. So here let's go ahead and let's create and export a variable. Let's call it coursesReducer. And to create this reducer, we are going to use create reducer method. And now to use this create reducer method, we need to import it from NgRx Store. To this create reducer method, we need to pass two parameters. So the first parameter will be a state. So for this create reducer method, I want to pass this state, and we are assigning this state to this initial state variable. So here I'm going to pass initial state. Now this initial state we need to import from CoursesState. Remember that when we created the counter state, there also we are calling the variable as initial state. So you see, this is that variable which we created in counter.state file. But here for this create reducer method, we want to pass the state which we have created in courses.state file. So that I'm going to pass here, and to use it, we also need to import it from courses.state file. So this will be the first parameter. The second parameter will be the reducer function. So after the first parameter, we can specify multiple reducer functions. Here I want to create a single reducer function for now. So for that, we are going to use the on method. And to use this on method, we also need to import it from NgRx Store. To this on method, first we need to pass the name of the action which this reducer should handle. In our case, the name of the action is getCourses. So I'm going to pass it as the first argument. Okay, and to use this getCourses, we also need to import it. And as the second argument, we need to pass a callback function. This callback function is going to receive the state. Okay, and it will also receive a payload if we are passing a payload while dispatching the action. But for this getCourses action, we are not going to pass any payload. So that's why I will not specify here. And from within this callback function, we need to return a new state. So for that, I'm going to return a new object. In that new object, first we are going to extract all the properties from that state object. And actually, for getting the courses, we don't even need to create a reducer, because while fetching the courses, we are not going to update the state, right? So what we will do is, here we are not going to create any reducer function for this action. I'll simply pass this initial state as the first argument. And for other actions like creating a course or updating a course, for those actions, we will define the reducer function. But for now, for getting the courses, for this get courses action, we don't need to define any reducer function. So I'm going to keep it like this. Let's save the changes here. So we have created the state, we have created the action, and we have created the reducer. Now we also need to add this state in our store. Then only the NgRx application will know that we also have a state for courses. So now what we are going to do is, we are going to go to our appmodule.ts file. In there, currently we are adding one state which is counter. Now I'm going to add another state which I'm going to call as courses. So you can name it anything. And to that, you need to assign the reducer which should be called whenever you want to change the courses state. And here to this, I'm going to map courses reducer. And to use this courses reducer, we also need to import it. All right, so now this object is our store. So we have learned that in an NgRx application, we can have only one store, and in that store, we will have all our application states. Here we have the counter state. This state we are using in our counter component, and here we also have the courses state, which we are going to use in our courses component. And with this, everything should be fine. Let's go to the terminal to check if our application is building properly or not. So you can see the application has been built properly. We do not have any errors. Now, one thing if you notice here is currently we have added only two states, counter for the counter component and courses for the courses component. But in a large application, we can have hundreds of components, and for each component, we might have hundreds of states. So if we keep on adding it like this inside this object will become huge. And that will not be good for readability as well as for maintainability. So in the next lecture, let's see how we can fix this problem. So instead of creating a huge state object like this, let's see how we can fix this in our next lecture. This is all from this lecture. If you have any questions from this lecture, then feel free to ask it. Thank you for listening and have a great day.